All right, so if you clicked on the title of this video to learn how to go from 100,000 to a $250,000, you haven't made $100,000 yet, there are some other videos for you to check out. Make sure you like and subscribe because you're well on your way to six figures, okay? If you have made six figures already, if you've crossed that $100,000 threshold, I want to say congratulations. That's incredible. That's a huge milestone in and of itself. We want to talk about getting to the next level, right? So for me, in my mind, it's 100,000, $250,000, $500,000, maybe $750,000, or maybe you just skip it and go right to seven figures, baby. Hopefully you do. I know I want to, right? But it's not a coincidence that if you've heard my story, it's not a coincidence that not once, okay, but twice I went from just about 100,000, just about a six-figure income, okay, to that second year, a $250,000 or more, okay, in that second year. So I more than doubled my income in just 1 year. And I want to give you just the blueprint on how to do that. And it's not as complicated as you might think. Now, a couple of weeks ago or months ago, actually, I did a video, okay, on if you sold 3 policies that were totaling $550, you'll have to go check out the video to see the breakdown. But 3 policies totaling $550, if you were able to sell 3 a week for 50 weeks a year, boom, you just made a $250,000 on your own personal pen. So that's something to be proud of too. What I want to talk about is doing it with a team, okay? For me, that was always my route of choice. For me, it was, doing this alone was never an option. In fact, I tell people the reason why I started an office wasn't necessarily because we needed a place to be, because we did everything virtually anyways. We were on Zoom meetings, we were on Slack meetings, but long before it was cool, okay? I built my team from a remote office in my house and had agents all over the place. But I built an office, or I leased an office space so that I can be together in the same building as like-minded people that are pushing me to do bigger and better things, right? So if that's you and that motivates you, being around a team, building a team, let's talk about building a team. But I'm telling you, if it's not something that you want to do, if it's not something that you're going to invest your time, money, resources, energy, effort, all of that stuff, if you're not going to invest in your team, please don't bother. The insurance industry is full of, horror stories of uplines that don't provide value and, won't help out and have never, done it before. So we're talking about building a team, okay? And you just made $100,000. So in my rough estimates, right, we'll just call that about $500,000 in personal production. So you wrote about $500,000 in business, okay? Maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less, depending on your persistency and all of that stuff, right? You just wrote $500,000, $500,000, okay, and you made $100,000. Depending on the products you sell, again, might be more, might be less in AV, but you just wrote $500,000 in business. So what does that mean, right? That means that or maybe you learned from somebody else, but you have the blueprint, you have the map, you have the steps to go from 0 to 100,000. So now what you've got to do is you've got to find 5 agents, and I did this for, simplicity, right? In a perfect world, we're going to hire 5 agents, okay, to do an additional $2.5 million. Now, again, attrition's a real thing. Agents are going to fall off. Policies are going to fall off. So, if you're really shooting for this, you may build in a little buffer here, but this is the simple approach to how you would go from 0 to $250,000. So again, you wrote 500,000, you made 100 grand. Good job. That's why you're smiling, right? If you didn't, you might have a sad face or you might be pissed off, but you're happy because you just made 100 grand, right? So what do you go out and do? You go out and you recruit 5 other happy individuals. Make sure they're freaking happy, because I'm telling you, if they're not, they'll tear it down in a heartbeat. Happy people. You need happy agents. And when I say happy, I really mean positive, right? But now you're going to go out and you're going to recruit 5 agents, and you're going to show them how to write $500,000 in business a year. Because at that $500,000, okay, at $500,000 per person, each one of these agents, okay, at roughly a 6% override, right? That includes all policies. So, roughly a 6% override. The average is probably even slightly higher than that. But at a 6% override, an agent that writes $500,000 is going to make you 30K. So 30K, 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 boom. You just gave these guys the roadmap to success, to writing $500,000, making 100 grand in personal income each, and boom, over 100 grand really, and boom, you just made $30,000, okay, off of each of them to get you your 150. You add that into the original $100,000 you made, now you're at that $250,000 in income, right? Again, build a buffer into this. If you don't know that you can find 5 people that can write $500,000 a year, I'm telling you, that's not easy, right? If you don't think you can find 5, find 10, okay? Boop, boop, boop. Find 10 that can do $250,000 a year, right? Maybe you have one dude that all by himself, he writes, that's a funny zero. All by himself, he writes $1 million in production. One more zero, right? So now, again, the point is that you need a downline that's going to do about $2.5 million worth of production to make that extra $150,000, put you over $250,000. I mean, this is first year commissions, you made $100,000. You have renewals coming in on that. You're still going to be writing business. Remember, if you're running a team, okay, that has 5 or 10 people, you should still be producing. We've got over 50 agents contracted. I'm still writing business week in and week out. I really don't want to stop. I want to be forced to stop because I love writing business, but more importantly, I love showing others how to do it. So if that's you and you want to do this and you want to go from 100,000 to 250,000, here's your blueprint. Make it happen. Hi, this is Bradley Hannon. I'm a health insurance agent. Don't do that. If you don't want to screw up the greeting, check out this video here, right? Set yourself apart, be different, and watch this video.